Hello, Clement59 here, and this is Table Talk. If you watched my Steven Universe topic video that I recently did, then you probably noticed that I said that I used to be a big fan of Adventure Time, but ultimately stopped watching it. And that's what this video is about, Adventure Time. I have two topics I want to talk about, and the first one is submitted by sozo-ryokuartist, and they asked, what made you quit Adventure Time? A very simple topic that has a lot to talk about. The second one is from Tumblr user grimaulkins, and she asked, from the 5th season onward, how much and in what ways do you think the series Adventure Time has strayed away from its original core? I'll basically talk about both of these together because the reason why I stopped watching it is because it strayed from its core. I first discovered Adventure Time when I was in college, and at the time I was just looking for a fun little show that I could sit down and watch a few episodes of, and I stumbled onto Adventure Time. Started watching the episodes, and it was that fun little show that I sat back and I'm like, yeah, it's just a fun little stupid show, no big deal. I even tried to get my roommate to watch it, but he felt that he was too smart to watch it, and mind you, this was back in season 1, so I didn't really hold that against him. But then something changed. Holly Jolly Secrets Part 2 happened, and all of a sudden the entire show gets turned on its head. It's no longer just a fun little ha show, it's actually got some really dark and serious stuff in it. The ultimate reveal that the Ice King was actually an innocent guy named Simon Petrikov, and that he was driven mad by the crown and ultimately turned into the Ice King that we see in the show. That was hard hitting. That is the first time in the show that I actually sat back and was like, wow, this show is not just a goofy, fun little show. There's a lot more to the show than I thought. And then we started getting, details and backgrounds of, the Mushroom War and the fact that it was actually a nuclear apocalypse. And we got more stuff, and it started taking more serious approaches to things, especially when it came to characters like Marceline, and we actually said, oh wow, like there's some serious issues with Marceline. And then we find out that Marceline knew Simon back, during the post Mushroom War, and the fact that he had been a father figure to her. Oh gosh, the episode Remember Me just tore my heart out. I drew fan art because of that. I drew a little comic, and it was, and I'll link it to my the post on my DeviantArt of it. But that became my favorite relationship in the series, and this is important. I've mentioned before that I love surrogate father-daughter relationships, especially just surrogate child like father or parent-child relationships. I love those. I love it when someone takes care of someone and they care about them like a child, and someone cares about them as a parent, and they're not actually related. I just love it so much. So naturally, I just absolutely adored the relationship between Simon and Marceline, and the absolute tragedy that he's gone so insane he can barely remember her. And so Marceline's sitting there with all these fond memories of Simon, and all she can do is look and see the Ice King and just see he's a shell, not even a shell of his former self, barely a shadow of what Simon was. And it really is, it got to me. Like, I actually cried over that. There were manly tears shed over Simon and Marceline. Overall, the show Adventure Time did some stuff. There was some stuff that I didn't like and some stuff that I did like. Like when the constant teasing of, Finn and Princess Bubblegum being a thing was annoying, especially when it pulled back so hard on it, like just ripcord just like parachuted back out of it, and like when Too Young, when you see Finn and Princess Bubblegum, who's 13 because of the whole bullcrap with the Lich King, and they're basically really, really adorable, and they're definitely a thing. They end up kissing and using the power of liking someone a whole lot to restore her back to her original self. And then she's just like, Finn, what are you talking about? That was years ago. And it's just like, oh. It was a slap in the face, really. And there were some stuff that annoyed me, but it was never any big issues. And I went through seasons 1 through 4 totally liking it. The issues that I had with it were minor. No big deal. The occasional stuff. I mean, even Finn, one of the issues I had is how Flame Princess is introduced. Because her introductory episode outside of the last, 20 seconds is so inconsistent with how we see her. I actually despised her at first. And I regret doing that. But I actually really didn't like her at first because she was brought in and introduced in such an awful way. And then it turns out she's actually basically a flaming cinnamon roll. And she's actually really, really great and really nice. And even though I don't ship Finn and Flame Princess, I have always shipped Finn and Princess Bubblegum ever since I started watching the show. I still appreciated their relationship, and I still appreciated that it brought out a more mature side of Finn, that he had this relationship with Flame Princess, and it taught him how to be basically a better person in some ways and more mature. I liked seeing that. At the very least, I thought that they were cute. And I also liked seeing stuff like how Finn treated the Ice King. There was one episode, I believe it was the episode with the wizard eyes and all the weird stuff coming in, and he's trying to find the Ice King, and he's like, hey Simon, where are you? And it's like, you just get these little mentions that are little continuity nods of, yes, he remembers finding out about Simon. He remembers learning the Ice King's backstory. So there were little moments like that that were actually really great. And then season 5 happens. Now, season 5, as far as I know, the only thing that changed was the fact that Rebecca Sugar had left the Adventure Time writing team and had gone to do Steven Universe. Season 5 takes an instant drop in writing quality. I mean, if you thought the season 2 of Steven Universe was bad with the drop in writing, oh boy, that's nothing compared. This is almost... I actually compare this very much to Season 5 of Star Wars The Clone Wars. That it basically just went absolutely to the gutters with quality. It was mind-boggling. Everything that had been done that was good was gone. And I'm sitting here watching Season 5 episodes like, what happened? The first episode, after the special, two-parter of Finn the human and Jake the dog, we get this episode with Brocco, and it's basically, this is a season that was like, hey, by the way, Princess Bubblegum's 300 plus years old, and she's semi-immortal, and she founded the Candy Kingdom. And it's like, what? And we get this first hint, really, in Brocco, with Brocco, and good gosh, this episode is basically so awful. The series had always teased this idea that, Peppermint Butler was demonic and did satanic practices and stuff. But it was always this little, at the very end of an episode or something that was more subtle. In season 5, the episode it shows Peppermint Butler performing a satanic ritual to, I think, summon a demon with Cinnamon Bun. It wasn't funny. It was actually very uncomfortable. I'm like, are you actually showing this? And it's not something that you can hide behind, they were just implying it, because no, they showed it. And this whole episode was so awful. Princess Bubblegum needs something done, and she apparently has a whole line of candy people, suitors who'd been waiting for her, and most of them die. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute. Do candy people just age really quickly? But apparently not. Princess Bubblegum is supposedly a semi-immortal, and it's like she founded the Candy Kingdom, as we find out in Into the Vault. And I'm just like, oops. And all these inconsistencies start piling up. Especially since I know that she has family. I think her father was mentioned at one point. I know she had an uncle, like an Uncle Gumdrop or something. And it's like, then why? What is the point of making this? And it's like, I don't even know why you're doing this. It seems like one of those, hey, we just came up with this idea, let's try to shove it into continuity. Even trying to show flashbacks to justify it. And it just felt so awful. But the whole episode, basically this guy Barocco wants to impress Princess Bubblegum. And he seems like an innocent enough guy. Obviously she doesn't like him like that. He's just a guy who took over his father's spot when his father died, waiting to marry Princess Bubblegum. But he basically decided to impress her and ends up going on this mission. And Finn and Jake just like, hey, you're gonna take this? He's like, hey, I want to take this. And they're like, sure. And they just leave. And it's like, this random guy comes up to you and says, hey, let me take care of this for you. And you're just like, yeah, nothing can possibly go wrong. I mean, geez, what if he was an agent of the Lich? Who knows, honestly? There was absolutely no thought put into season 5. And then he basically ends up suffering, getting hurt, and eventually Peppermint Butler turns him into like this monstrous demon. And at the end, he completes the goal. Princess Bubblegum comes back, and she's like, I built you a robot version of me. And he's like, I'm so happy. And then they fly off, and I'm just like, what the hell? It was too demented to actually be taken as a joke. And it was awful. And almost every episode that I saw of season 5 was like that. And this is one of the things that makes it, that I'm talking about straying from the core of the show. The show was fun, and this was not fun. We see, don't even get me started on Finn turning into an emotional, abusive a-hole to Flame Princess. There's an episode where Finn and the Flame Princess are out, and the Ice King attacks, and Flame Princess beats him up, and then Finn later that night has what he believes is a croak dream. He sees the cosmic owl in his dream. So, as a reasonable person who already knows that croak dreams are pretty much full of crap, he goes out of his way to manipulate both Flame Princess and the Ice King into fighting each other over and over again. He does this several times, even resorting to writing each of them letters using personal information he knows from both of them. Since he's friends with everyone, he uses personal information to manipulate them into fighting each other. Flame Princess realizes this after fighting him and breaks up with him, like she should. Like, I'm sorry, Finn is an idiot hero. He's always been the embodiment of the idiot hero, but you can never tell me that Finn would ever treat someone, especially Flame Princess, especially while he's dating her, like that. Finn is not that kind of person. And he gets to the end, and he finally gets the croak dream, and it's basically the Cosmic Owl was like, hey, you're a douchebag, and then that's it. Why, one, that was a stupid anyway. 2, why in the world would Finn ever be so, dedicated to finding out a croak dream? There was an entire episode where Jake had a croak dream. He was going out of his way trying to make it happen, ultimately realizing that he's being a selfish idiot and he shouldn't be trying to make himself die when he has people who care about him. He's basically trying to commit suicide. And it's like, and Finn is like, no, I don't want you to leave. And he was really upset over it. And then Jake basically realizes, oh wow, I'm being an idiot. Why would Finn try to figure out this croak dream? Finn's not that kind of person. He would just brush it off like, whatever happens, happens. And then, what really pisses me off is that he doesn't develop from that either. No. He gets worse. He tries to rebound on Princess Bubblegum so that she brings him along to some diplomatic mission to the Lemon Kingdom, where inexplicably original Lemongrab Prime has eaten parts of Lemongrab 2 and turned into this big monster that's eating everything. Why? I don't know. If it's explained afterward, if it's explained in another episode, I 1, never saw it, and 2, don't care. The whole point of Lemongrab was the fact that he was odd, and I think a lot of people likened his issues to mental illness. And Princess Bubblegum talked about how the Lemongrabs are not bad, they're not evil, they just have issues and need to be taken care of in a specific way. Nope, Lemongrab 1 is evil now. Lemongrab 2 was sacrificed while being eaten by his twin brother. And the only thing Finn can think of is trying to hit on Princess Bubblegum. First off, he was never like that. Not to this degree. He always liked to impress her. But he wasn't willing to put everyone else in danger. Okay, well, he ended up doing that in some cases, but he wasn't so completely blind to this without any sort of interference. Like when he got the glasses that, I think it was the glasses that made him super, super smart, and he ended up like breaking through the 4th dimension or something. But never something like this. And they're in danger. Their lives are in danger, and Princess Bubblegum is trying to get out. And he's just like, "Hey, Princess Bubblegum, we should play a prank." And at first she's like, okay, so let's try it. And then it's like, but Finn's not trying to help. He's just trying to relive, the episode Too Young. And I'm just like, what in the hell are you doing to Finn? And at the end of the episode, what Finn pulls from this is, well, I guess grown-ups just don't understand fun like kids do. Like, you were in a life or death situation. Just, And then the next time we see Flame Princess afterwards is, oh yeah, by the way, she just took over the Flame Kingdom and she usurped her father. Why? Who knows? When did it happen? Also, who knows? It just did. So much bullcrap. But what really pissed me off, what really set me off, is this is one of the things that pisses me the hell off. The episode Skywitch. I was actually really enjoying that episode up until the ending. It seemed like a fun Marceline and Bubblegum friendship episode, which I do want. I like the friendship between Marceline and Bubblegum, and I don't like it when people try to distort it as, oh, they were lesbians. Like, and even Rebecca Sugar, who wrote the episode, I think she wrote the song that was in Something's Missing. When you find out that Princess Bubblegum has a shirt that she was given by Marceline, and everyone's like, oh, clearly only lesbians give each other clothes. And it shows, and Rebecca Sugar drew art of that, and this is what really sparked my whole fan theories, and I even want to draw a comic based on it, about how it shows Marceline with a Princess Bubblegum who looks about 13, and Marceline is wearing the shirt that she gives Princess Bubblegum playing her axe guitar. And I was like, oh, so their relationship was probably more like Marceline and Finn's, that sort of friendship. And they basically reiterated that no, there was nothing like that up until season 5, and then all of a sudden, yeah, they totally were exes. Because I'm guessing that's canon. I guess you can just change whatever you want now. But what really pissed me off, I can stand some pandering. I've pushed through pandering before. The whole episode centers around Marceline trying to get Hambo back. Hambo was stolen by a witch. She needs help from Princess Bubblegum getting it back. Alright? The reason that she is so obsessively defensive over Hambo is the fact that she was given Hambo by Simon. And Hambo is pretty much her only thing left of her, life with Simon, and her only real reminder of who Simon was before he became the Ice King. So that's obviously why she's so protective and will get violent if you try to take Hambo. So, it's a great episode overall, and some good banter, some good, friendship development, and then at the end, Princess Bubblegum, that for inexplicably had brought the shirt that she got from Marceline with her, and she finds the witch, and she finds out that the witch took Hambo because it contained great sentimental value. All true. And then she's like, I'll trade you this shirt, which also has sentimental value for Hambo, which is actually a great gesture, showing that, Princess Bubblegum is willing to give up something that she cares about, a sign of her friendship with Marceline, in order to, get Hambo back. So the Sky Witch is like, all right, I accept. And she takes the shirt, gives Hambo back. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. And at the end, she's like, this has infinitely more sentimental value than that doll. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, nope. I stopped, I screamed. I didn't scream, but I exited out. I closed that tab. I've never watched an episode of Adventure Time since. The relationship between Marceline and Simon is so important to me, and it's such a deep and long-running, relationship that has so many deep-rooted emotions, especially for Marceline. And you're telling me that Princess Bubblegum has more sentimental feelings over Marceline than Marceline does over Simon? No. You can't tell me that. I mean, has Marceline or has Princess Bubblegum ever tried to outright murder people for messing with the shirt? No. Marceline will literally murder you for trying to take Hambo. She broke up with Ash because he sold Hambo. It wasn't just that they were doing the bubbling pandering. That wasn't just it. It was the fact that they were doing that while simultaneously crapping on Marceline and Simon's relationship. Those deep feelings and all the incredible strong feelings that Marceline has towards Simon are just tossed to the side because, nope, we need to push this ship. It's Kurosawa. It's like, we need to push this ship over things that actually make sense. That's what fed me up. That I was so fed up, I quit the show and have not looked back since. So, what is the show missed? How far has it strayed? It strayed so far from what it was. Even when it occasionally did put up, it did a lot of these goofy lessons that basically are just sort of like fake Aesops. They're not real. And then sometimes it does push forward, something good. Like that one episode where Jake, or I think Finn, I think it was that episode where Finn had that weird dream life in the Narnia that was like pillow Narnia. And then, Jake has his favorite mug and he's like, see, and he's like, this is my favorite mug. And he tosses it out the window and he's like, now it's gone. It was just a mug. It really doesn't matter that much. It's, just a thing. And it's like teaching that, you can't, put so many, reliance on material possessions. And this is good. Now it seems like it's downright pretentious and spitting out crap, trying to act like it's, doing something meaningful. I know I saw this one gift set and it showed this, I think a cloud person or something. And he was like, I think they were trying to mimic anxiety or triggers or whatever. And he's just like, oh, I'm screaming because my hand just touched my mind hand just touched my red hot memory stove. And I'm like, are you trying to say something meaningful? And people praise it for being so deep and wonderful and so respectful to mental illness. And I'm just sitting there like, this seems like a pile of crap. What is he even saying? And it's like, and I see stuff like that all the time. And honestly, the show isn't what it was. The show is kept around strictly because it makes money. That's all it did. And past season 4, they weren't trying to write something good. They were just trying to write something and make it and submit it and have the episodes done so they can keep the show running. And it's disappointing because I was incredibly sad. I own an Adventure Time shirt. I don't own a lot of fandom shirts, really. Most of the ones I do get are gifts. I mean, I have an Adventure Time shirt and I used to wear it. Not anymore. I'll never touch that shirt again. It's simply Finn and Jake fist bumping going, what time is it? Adventure Time! And nope, the show has become so distorted, and it's fallen from grace so hard that, like, even when I saw an episode that people said was a Fubblegum episode, I'm just like, I can't bring myself to watch it. I want to, but I just can't. And I think my feelings of this are a lot stronger over Steven Universe, simply because it went 4 seasons being really good, and then just crashed and burned in season 5, and it sucks, really. The show used to be really good, and then, well, not anymore. Not anymore. The core of the show used to be good. It used to be fun. It used to occasionally put out a decent lesson and try to say something meaningful. Now it's just, I haven't watched the show. I don't particularly want to watch the show. I know they went to, like, what, season 7 or 8 or something. I don't know. I think the show's still going on, but I honestly don't care. I can't bring myself to watch, Adventure Time anymore. Honestly, I don't even know if I could bring myself to watch my favorite episodes from seasons 1 through 4. Just because it's been tainted so badly by what I saw of season 5. And that's one of the most depressing things. These creators stopped caring about putting forth a good, show. They stopped caring about making something good. And like I said in my Steven Universe topic video, it's just being made for money now. The creators obviously don't care. And with Pendleton Ward and Rebecca Sugar gone, it's obvious that Adventure Time is literally just being... It's like what happens with SpongeBob after Steven Hillenburg left. It's just there just to make money, and just because people are still watching it. And that's sad, because I was such a hardcore fan of Adventure Time, and now I can't think of it without being disgusted. Anyway, that's it for this table talk. I'll try to get around to doing another table talk when I can, but I have plenty of other topics that I've designated to do for table talks, but yeah, I'll get around to that when I can. But anyway, thank you for watching.